The White Rose, a stand against Hitler. May 9th, 1921. 12 years before the foundation of Nazi Germany, the daughter and fourth child of Robert and Magdalena Scholl was born. They named her Sophia Magdalena Scholl. Sophie Scholl would grow up to be a founder of the White Rose movement, which was an anti-Nazi group. The strange thing about the White Rose was that it was non-violent. The three main founders of the White Rose were Christoph Probst, Hans Scholl, and Sophie Scholl. These three were the ones executed for aiding the enemy with their anti-Nazi leaflets. Hans Scholl was Sophie's older brother. He co-authored many of the leaflets and played a very important role in the arrest and execution of him, Sophie, and Christoph. The night before the arrest, he had suggested that he and Sophie go out in daylight to personally hand out the leaflets, but it was risky. They were caught, tried, and executed in a time span of 4 days. Christoph Probst was another founder of the White Rose. He was married and had 3 young children. His youngest child was born just 4 weeks before his execution, and his wife was sick with childbed fever. He requested many times that he be pardoned from the sentence due to his children's young ages, but was denied and told that,
"You are unfit to be a father."
This shattered any hopes of escaping his fate, but later was baptized a Catholic in prison as he waited for his sentence. Together, these 3 members wrote a total of 6 leaflets that encouraged people to stand up against the Nazi regime and get back their freedom.
White Rose Leaflet 6. For us, there is but one slogan: fight against the party. Get out of the party organization, which are used to keep our mouths sealed and hold us in political bondage. Get out of the lecture rooms of the SS corporals, insurgents, and the party bootlickers. We want genuine learning and real freedom of opinion. No threat can terrorize us, not even the shutting down of the institutions of higher learning. This is the struggle of each and every one of us for our future, our freedom, and our honor under a regime conscious of its moral responsibility. Fellow fighters in the resistance, shaken and broken, our people hold bondage the loss of the men in Stalingrad. These 330,000 German men have been senselessly and irresponsibly driven to death and destruction by the inspired strategy of our World War I private first class. For her, we thank you. The German people are infirm. Will we continue to entrust the fate of our armies to a dilettante? Do we want to sacrifice the rest of German youth to the base ambitions of a party clique? No, never. The day of reckoning has come. The reckoning of German youth with the most abominable tyrant our people have ever been forced to endure. In the name of German youth, we demand restitution by Adolf Hitler's state of our personal freedom, the most precious treasure we have, out of which he has swindled us in the most miserable way. We grew up in a state in which all free expression of opinion is unscrupulously suppressed. The Hitler Youth, the SA, the SS, have tried to drug us, to revolutionize us, to regiment us into the most promising young years of our lives. Philosophical training is the name given to the despicable method by which our budding intellectual development is muffled in a fog of empty phrases. A system of selection of leaders at once, unimaginably devilish and narrow-minded trains up its future party bigwigs in the castles of the knightly order to become godless, impudent, conscienceless explorers and executioners, blind, stupid hangers-on of the furor. We intellectual workers are the ones who should put obstacles in the path of this caste of overlords. Soldiers at the front are regimented like schoolboys by student leaders and trainees for the post of gallantieer. The lewd jokes of the gallantieers insult the honor of the women students. German women students at the university in Munich have given a dignified reply to the besmirching of their honor, and German students have defended the women in the universities and have stood firm. That is a beginning of the struggle of our free self-determination, without which intellectual and spiritual values cannot be created. We thank the brave comrades, both men and women, who have set us brilliant examples. For us there is but one slogan: fight against the party. Get out of the party organization, which are used to keep our mouths sealed and hold us in political bondage. Get out of the lecture rooms of the SS corporals and sergeants of the party bootlickers. We want genuine learning and real freedom of opinion. No threat can terrorize us, not even the shutting down of the institutions of higher learning. This is the struggle for each and every one of us for our future, our freedom, and our honor under a regime conscious and of its moral responsibility, freedom and honor. For 10 long years, Hitler and his coadjutor have manhandled, squeezed, twisted, and debased these two splendid German words to the point of nausea, only dilettantes can, casting the higher values of a nation before swine, have sufficiently demonstrated in the 10 years of destruction of all material and intellectual freedom, of all moral substance among German people, what they understand by freedom and honor. The frightful bloodbath has opened the eyes of even the stupidest German. It is a slaughter which they arranged in the name of freedom and honor of the German nation throughout Europe, and which they daily start anew. The name of Germany is dishonored for all time if German youth does not finally rise, take revenge, and atone, smash its tormentors, and set up a new Europe of the spirit. Students, the German people look to us, as in 1813 the people expected us to shake off the Neapolitan yoke, so in 1943 they took us to break the National Socialist terror, though the power of the spirit. Berezina and Stalingrad are burning in the east. The dead of Stalingrad implore us to take up action. Up, up, my people, let smoke and flame be our side. Our peoples stand ready to rebel against the National Socialists' enslavement of Europe in a fervent new breakthrough of freedom and honor.
This is the 6th leaflet that the White Rose wrote and attempted to give out. They were caught. February 18th, 1943. Sophie Scholl and her brother Hans Scholl were caught and arrested. They were interrogated for 3 days, and eventually the Nazi interrogators found the involvement of Christopher Probst. The 3 were sent to trial on February 21st, 1943, and sentenced to death. The Nazis had found the White Rose founders guilty of aiding the enemy and sentenced them to death. They were sentenced to be executed by the guillotine. February 22nd, 1943. Sophie Scholl, Hans Scholl, and Christoph Probst were executed. The founder of the White Rose were gone, but their work was not in vain. They stood up to what they believed in, and their words lived on. The executioner later confessed that Sophie's last words were,
Dies when a shake not, the sun still shines.